What's up, gamers? Coops here. Sunday, fun day. You know, they say sun's out, guns out, or sun's out, buns out, depending. You can choose. Had some fun invading on a Sunday. Pretty much got to play the whole day. Didn't have anything else I needed to do. So had a good time with a new patch. And I'm on PlayStation, so for I think it was almost a week. It might have been closer to 5 days. But Elden Ring was on sale. It was like 30% off. So if you decided to pick up Elden Ring during that time, it would have been like, I think it would have been like $45 after tax instead of like $65 like it normally is after tax. So not too bad. Pretty solid deal for gamers. But that means that there's new players. And that means that they need to get a proper invasion experience. And so invading with my level 40 character. Now, typically my level 40 is known as the Stormhill Bandit, and I do stealth things with a stealth character. I decided to rename this character for the little weekend while I was playing as General Soldier. And so she was having some fun invading in the low levels. This is a level 40 with +5 weapons or +2 somber weapons, and we are about to get rich, gamers. I love when they do this. They think that they're alone, they haven't properly scouted out the area, and they're gonna get robbed. Absolutely love it. Just the heart of this character, you know, the Stormhill Bandit, when she's not General Soldier. General Soldier is to sneak up and to do shenanigans. And look at all those runes I just stole. Stacks of 99. I didn't even know that they got that high. How'd you get so many runes, gamer? It seems broken to me. Seems busted. But thanks for the free money. And now we're gonna take off running. We're gonna make them come get it. So I heard recently that that Sword and Board is back. You guys hear this? With the new patch, Elden Ring 1.10, that Sword and Board is back on the menu, and I would say it never left, personally. I don't know about you guys. If you weren't down with it before, you should get down with it. I don't quite care if you use a straight sword or a curved sword. You can use whatever sword you want to. Some people think that Sword and Board is with a katana. I don't know. Let's be real, gamers. I mean, at a certain point, like, what are we doing? A katana with a shield? I'm not sure I ever seen a samurai using a shield before. Get a parry, you know? Put a parry on your wakizashi. And Sekiro didn't have a shield. Or maybe he did. I haven't finished that one yet. But, you know, you get what I'm saying. It's Sword and Board is not with a katana. Call me elitist. I'm not trying to section anybody out of the Sword and Board gamers. But, like, straight swords and curved swords. That's what Sword and Board is, in my opinion. Let me know if you disagree with that down below in those comments. So we've taken out one phantom here. They're gone. They're not coming back. Well, maybe they'll come back if I'm not quick enough. But that was probably the one that dropped all those goodies. Or maybe it's this guy. I don't quite know. When I'm doing these audio recordings on my PlayStation, the screen that shows me the clip that's actually happening is much smaller. It's not full screen. So I could get some things confused. And I do these usually in one take. I try not to, you know, overdo it. Sorry if you can hear my dog barking in the background or anything like that. You know, things just happen. And sometimes I'm just, you know, you just full send it. You just send it. Look at that. That one's already over. How much did we get? I think I'm a millionaire after that invasion. 99 stacks of 10,000 and 99 stacks of 7,500. That's a pretty great invasion. Oh, just back there, the stats were on the screen for you in that brief window. If you need to, you know, rewind it a little bit, you want to look at the stats, look at the numbers. I am using the Radiant Source Seal with this build because it just makes sense to. And I'm also using the Hand of Melania. Sorry, the Millicent's Prosthesis. Why did I say Hand of Melania? What a goober. And here we've got a big old bull goat, and you know, slaying bull goats has always been in fashion. So they're gonna just do the deed for us. Look at that. They don't know what they're doing, these silly bull goats. Gosh, man, when will they learn? But yeah, so I'm using the Radigan Source Seal. I'm using the Millicent's Prosthesis. So I've got like plus 10 to my dex. I got plus 5 to my strength, plus 5 to my vigor, and plus 5 to my endurance. And this was a weird thing that happened. I tried to walk forward and it says I'm not within the bounds of the multiplayer space or the whatever. But I can't go that way either because there's a fog wall. So I wasn't really sure what to do here. So you'll see I just end up using the good old finger to wiggle my way out. And we're gonna do something fun. We're gonna check in on this invasion later. So it'll be like a little thing we can come back to. We've got something to look forward to now during this video. You never know what you're gonna get here, but you do know now that we're gonna come back to this invasion and we're gonna see how that goes. But first we're gonna take a look at a couple of invasions here that all have at least one thing in common. No, actually they probably have two things in common, maybe three. The first one being that they're all with co-invaders. The second one being that they all happen on a Sunday Funday. So those are two things. And then the third thing, we'll find that out as we go. But I like these sort of invasions, especially at low level, because typically the host and their phantom, the phantom's usually over leveled, you know, they're usually password summoned. And so I don't know what level this guy is. He could be level 100, he could be level 200, whatever it might be. But it's nice to have like this, you know, it's like a side duel happening. Look at that. We got a nice little parry landed. We're using the looks like the Lord Sword and Straight Sword. Hopefully that's what it is. I'm also using the falchion in some of these because I was checking out curved swords, but I think this is my straight sword here. And so yeah, so we get to take on the phantom. I'm like, well, where'd the other invader go? Did they die? You know, that would be unfortunate if they did, but I didn't see anything pop up saying that they did. So you'll see them coming running in from the top of the screen here in a second. I guess they just took off running when they saw me show up. I'm not sure what the play was there. But so you get these nice little one-on-ones, and you know that there's a little bit of pressure happening on the backside of the invasion, because if your other, you know, co-invader happens to lose their little one-on-one, there we go, nice little backstab. Backstabs are back in fashion, I will say that much. Sword and board never left, but backstabs, they did for a little while. I think I said backstabs that just then, and I think I'm gonna keep saying backstabs instead of backstabs. They're backstabs. And but those, they've opened up the window a little bit on those, which is really nice. So they're supposed to be easier to land. I've never been great at backstabs personally, so we'll see how if we can get some clips in the future of some backstabs. But yeah, so here we go. And he points down, and the co-invader points down, and that's what these ones have in common. Is we got a co-invader, which means that the host is using the Taunter's Tongue, which means that they're looking for these sort of fights, these duels, these engagements, and it's 2-on-2, which is like as good as it's ever going to get for us invaders. But yet the co-invader still points down when they achieve victory, and it's like, hey, would you? This is just a question. I don't have an answer. I don't have answers, I just have questions. Would that invader have won that invasion if he didn't have General Soldier showing up as their co-invader to help them out on that? Because I took out that password summon phantom there, and I don't know exactly what level he was. Maybe I'll put it on the screen if I remember to. I'll put it up and show you guys what level that phantom was after I parried and killed them. But you know, it's something I'm not even sure if they would have won that invasion. So what's up with the point down? Why not a bow or a fist bump, or I like to point up. You might have noticed that I like pointing up. You know, it's like the opposite of pointing down. But yeah, I'm not sure. I don't get it. I'll never fully understand other gamers, and I'm not sure that I necessarily need to or want to. but it's just something that came to my mind. Is like, I can get it if you're getting ganked and you win, you know, and you point down, or if they point down at you and you feel like, hey, I'm gonna point down in return for the disrespect. But sometimes it's like, I don't necessarily know if it's fully warranted. They were being a cool host by letting us have partner in crime, and I like to respect that personally. So if you ever find yourself in that situation, think twice before you do a silly, stupid gesture pointing down. I like this invasion that's happening in the background here, because it's like I was fighting the Phantom, and now I'm fighting the host, and I'm just going to kind of ping pong back and forth between the two. And I love those sort of engagements, because it's like longer, drawn out fights that are pretty intense. But it's like I'm fighting this guy and now I'm fighting that guy, and it's just dependent on the circumstances. I like those. I think it's pretty cool. I was using Barbaric Roar on the Spiked Cestus, and that's pretty fun. That's pretty cool. It's got like a nice little combo when you do the heavy attacks. So for me on PlayStation, it's R2. So when I do the R2 attacks, it's like a 3-piece combo, and now that you kind of stun people after you hit them, you get like a little bit of like you get more room to pull off the full combo. So you can kind of get like 3 hits on somebody before they can react to it, which is really cool. But yeah, see, so we're bouncing around. We're gonna go fight this guy now because we saw the invader come over and start taking on the hosts and stuff. Just good invasions. Good invasions on a Sunday. Definitely love that. How do you feel about the new patch, gamers? You know, I mean, definitely a big mix-up, big shake-up to the meta, to the overall, you know, PvP here in Elden Ring. And oh, look at that, nice little parry, nice little riposte. We're also using the Assassin's Dagger Talisman, whatever it's called, the one that gives you more critical damage. I'm pretty sure I've got that one on when I'm using this build. Although, you know, now that I say that, maybe I don't, because I am using the trick mirror so that I'm not turning red. But I'm pretty sure that I am. Either way, what do you think about the patch? How do you feel about it? What are your thoughts? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Let me know. I think that for the most part I'm enjoying it. I think that a shakeup is healthy for the community. I think that a lot of people are more excited to be getting into invasions and into PvP. I think that on some level it's more difficult for invaders, but on another level it's easier for invaders. I don't know if that makes any sense. Sounds super contradictory, but it's like you can give yourself more breathing room now, and your enemy has to kind of respect the fact that you just hit them with your weapon. More so than they did before, but it's also like you can get staggered quite a bit. Oh, here we go again. This guy pointing down, the last guy pointing down. How about this for a point down, bro? Get off the map. Get out of here with your bad attitude. And these guys too, they're gonna get out of here with their bad attitudes, because I'm not sure what their I'm not sure what their plan was. I don't really know. You know, sometimes you just. That's the thing that I love about invasions, is you never know what you're going to get. These two, they waited for me to come up behind them, and then they just tumble roll off of the cliff. So that is what it is. Oh, here I've got some good clips for you. They're all going to have something in common again. I think I got 4 lined up for you, gamers, for you beautiful viewers. Thank you so much for being here. This is my little treat to you. We got some parries, gamers. General Soldier with the parries. You know how it is. Yeah, so the patch, I think it's good. I think it's a lot of fun. I think personally I've got a lot of things that I still want to test out, and I haven't gotten to play quite as much as I would have, liked to post patch. So I think I've only really played on like my strength build and on this sort of dexterity leaning low level, mostly stealth build, typically. But yeah, so there's definitely some things that I still want to try out, check out all my other builds and how they hold up with the changes. seems like magic is like yikes sometimes. Like you can really get kind of stagger or stun locked by some of the spells that people are throwing at you, especially things like Star Shower. Star Shower is the one that shoots like 6 little projectiles all at once, and I've been like, you could get staggered quite a bit by that one. So just in general, I think that maybe they could do some more tuning to a couple of things in the magic department. But all in all, I think that it's a pretty good patch. I think that it's going to be good for the longevity of Elden Ring as well. And you know, when they do things like having a little sale, you know, bring new players to the game, it's definitely exciting. There's, you know, even more reason to jump back in and to get excited about it. Here we've got a fun little invasion. I don't think that in the 18 months of playing Elden Ring I've seen something like this happen before. We've got Gary Potter, and they're just a normal little phantom. You know, he wasn't overleveled or anything. Honest little gamer. No faults there. I love Gary Potter, you know? I'm a big fan, Sorcerer's Stone and everything. But so, you know, it's interesting. Usually you're expecting the host to resummon their phantom, their friend, whatever it might be. In this situation, we've got their little phantom. Maybe these two know each other outside of the game, or maybe they've, you know, met each other online. That's not really the important part. The important part is this by complete chance, or is there something else going on here? We'll see. I'll tell you what I mean in just a moment. I don't want to spoil anything. I try not to spoil things if I can avoid it. You know, nobody really likes to have things spoiled for them. But so here we go. Hunter is joining the fray, and look who it is. It's Gary Potter. Gary Potter just went from being the yellow-orange guy to being the blue guy, and he's coming right back to this guy's world to save him and rescue him. I've never seen that before. I thought that was so cool. I was like, wow, man, Gary is he's just not going to give up on this host. He is adamant about it, but unfortunately this host has really got himself into a pickle, and you know, that's that sometimes. Tough game for the gamers, you know, and it's only going to get tougher. I don't know what I mean by that. Sometimes I say stupid things just because they come to my brain, and I don't have the patience or quite honestly, don't care enough to go back and like re-record something different instead. I'm just gonna leave it. We're just gonna let it be. Here we got one. All right, again, this just kind of seems to be the video this Sunday. Is like there's themes happening. And so sometimes you jump into an invasion and you can kind of tell where things are heading. This guy is clearly, he's running, he's trying to get to the boss room. So our objective becomes stop him before he can get there, right? Pretty cut and dry. That's our objective. Stop that guy before he can get there. We're successful. Victory for us. But other times when you get into an invasion, you got to be quick. You got to assess the situation as fast as you possibly can and think about what's your objective here. This time, these two are much closer, and I see in that brief second there that phantom was really low health. And this guy's gonna keep rolling, but I can at least turn around and I can take out that phantom. Now he's got to go fight the boss by himself, and I can guarantee you he didn't want to do that. You know, if he could have helped it, he would have rather had his friend with him. And now this one, again, it's all about assess the situation. What's our objective? We got two guys packed in this little room. There's one exit. It's the door I just came through. There's a bunch of wizards in that hallway, so they definitely don't want to go out there unless they have to. But, I mean, they can't just stay in here all day. I guess maybe they could. And so sometimes I don't really know if maybe I'm putting the pieces together incorrectly. Sometimes it seems pretty straightforward to me. Other times it seems like, well, maybe that isn't what happened there isn't what I think happened there. But this one, I'll leave it up to you. You guys be the judge. You be the referee. Did he quit? Did that gamer quit just then? It seems like he must have quit. You know, the connection doesn't just disconnect like that. Usually it means that they've quit the game. And some people are they're really fast about it. They just quit out to the menu. Oh, look at that guy! He just decided he didn't want to be here anymore. Just hopping right off the edge. So sometimes I hate to just assume that every connection issue is a disconnect, but that seems like the case. Oh, look at that one. Just we're teaching these new hosts, every invasion is a learning opportunity. Teaching these new hosts how to do math, how to calculate their trades. That guy, he's going to learn from that, hopefully. He's going to realize, oh, I'm not doing enough damage for this trade to be worth it. That's pretty silly. This one here, I love these invasions. Something fun and awesome happens right before your eyes. Look at that. Look at that, gamers. I don't have to, I don't need the credit. I don't need the credit for the victory. I get plenty of victories on my own without the mobs, without the bosses and the monsters, but seeing something like that, those two getting mowed down like that is like just chef's kiss, Here we go. They're dropping things again. Dropping things. Look at that. Just pick something up from this little gamer. I'm gonna go ahead and say that the fashion throughout this video has mostly been the same, but now that we've just picked up that new garment, it's I think it's called the old aristocrat robes or something like that. That's gonna be just because of the circumstances of which it was acquired. That is now this character's new armor piece. That's just going to be what we wear hopefully for the rest of the video. It might have been already in a couple of the clips. Some of these are out of order, you know what I mean? I don't necessarily sit down and put them all chronological order of how they occurred. Sometimes I like to move them around so that I can tell a story, And so at the beginning of the video, we had our little moment where we stole some things from the host and his phantoms, and now we had another little moment where we stole some things from the host and his phantom. And gosh, I said I didn't want to spoil anything for you all, but I'm gonna go ahead and spoil something here. This gamer, this little phantom, they're max level. They're what I would call a whale. They're a whale, which means that not only did I just get a bunch of runes from that last invasion earlier this video, where I got like over 1 million runes, but I've also got a new chest piece, as well as a helmet. I think I got a helmet there too. I'm not going to use it, it's just an everyday scaled helmet. But I'm also going to have me some runes, like a fat amount of runes in my wallet after this guy dies. It'll probably take me a while, so hopefully... I think I just ruined maybe I ruined the clip because I told you guys that he was going to die, but you don't know how it's going to happen. So just stay patient with me. And there's more to come after this invasion that are fun. So hopefully you're not like, oh, he just ruined everything for me. I'm leaving the video and I'm never coming back. I don't blame you. I probably would too. I would have clicked off this video a long time ago. Probably after the whole Harry Potter thing. Here we go. Can we get him? Can we get him? Can we get him? Nope. This little bugger, look at him with his light rolls. With his light rolls. Can we get him? We got him. We got him. Look at that. Give it to him. Give him the business. Give him that business, General Soldier. General Soldier. If you don't, if you're not sure about the reference there, How I Met Your Mother, when like two things that aren't necessarily supposed to be like a, it's not like a military title, but you can say it like it is. This guy isn't a general, or gal. This gal, she's not a general soldier. She's not a soldier who's also a general. She's just like general soldier, like a basic, a basic soldier. But, can also be taken as general of soldiers, and so I like that too. There's a double meaning happening here, just like the double ends of my twin blade. I really like this one. I don't know if it's the peeler or the stitcher. It's one of the things, one of the godskin ones, and I don't put any infusion on it because at low level it's a way for me to have Black Flame Tornado, which is like super good, in this patch right now. Super good Black Flame Tornado. So I have access to that, but it doesn't do like as good of damage as it maybe could if I had a different infusion on it. Here we've got Sword Dance. Sword Dance seems pretty strong. I've heard rumors that you get hyper armor when you use the Ash of War Sword Dance. I don't know if it's true. I haven't really done enough to test that. But this is the invasion that we came back to. So earlier in the video, I said we were going to come back to an invasion, and because we were stuck between a rock and a hard place, we had to use our finger to wiggle out of there. And so we've come back to this invasion, and it's a really special one. So I wanted to make sure that I kept this one in the video. Otherwise, I probably would have just cut them both. Cut the little clip of being stuck, and then cut this one if it wasn't great. But look at that! That guy just saved his life with the rock sling, slinging those big old rocks at me. He knocked me off balance, so I wasn't able to get my critical hit. But this guy's using the good old Bloodhound Fang. I'm not going to assume that this is a new player, but I mean, it very well could be that this is this person's very first time playing Elden Ring and doing a playthrough. They just got their hands on the Bloodhound Fang. Their friend was like, hey, this is a really strong weapon in the early game. You can see it looks like he's fat rolling there. So, maybe they don't quite know what they're doing, but they're going to learn today. Kub's out here learning people. And guess what? You're going to learn too, because I said so, because it's my job, because I'm out here Sunday Funday with General Soldier, and we are teaching these new gamers how to get invaded. Learn about it. Get learned, son. Here we've got, this is a strange place to invade. Level 40 with +5 weapons. I'm invading at the Draconic Tree Sentinel. Now, it could be possible that this gamer, the host here, is, oops. They probably didn't mean to do that. Had enough time to switch over to the dagger in my pocket. It could be that they are closer to level 55, maybe even closer to 60, and they could have up to, I think, about +8 weapons. Good chance that that's the case for that host. But also, if they had gone through the room, I've said this before in a video, I'm sure of it. Oh no, he got me. Oh no, he got me with the parry that time. Or, no, it wasn't a parry. With the guard break. I must have put my shield up for a split second and they broke my guard. But if they had gone through the ruin-strewn precipice, it gives you enough materials to get your weapon to +12. So it would be really interesting to encounter some gamers there at the Draconic Tree Sentinel that don't have higher level weapons. So I always find that kind of fascinating. What are you doing out here? You shouldn't. This is too difficult for you. Here we've got the big old guard in the room. They were just kind of crawling outside the door, don't go in there. That guy's big and scary. And then I just came and let him know, hey man, these people are just out here. You should take care of them. And so he did. And now we're friends. Gonna invite him to my barbecue next weekend. You're invited too. You're invited to the barbecue if you wanna join. Have a nice little barbecue. This is gonna be the last invasion, and it's a good one. In my opinion, they've all been good, but maybe your opinion differs from mine, and you're like, hey, that one in the middle there wasn't that great. But this one's a good one. I probably cut maybe a minute or two out from the beginning of the invasion, where I'm just standing here in this little hallway at this door, and I can tell that they want me to move towards them, and there's a pretty decent reason for that. I think number one, they don't want to mess with the big old troll who's standing at the end of the hallway. before the boss door here, before the Godric fight. Yeah, see, I switched over to the dagger talisman there, so I'm pretty sure that that was like the normal talisman I was using, and I'll switch over to the Two Fingers heirloom, or I'll switch over to the Blessed Dew talisman when I need some passive healing. But this guy, he was just hanging out there. He's just waiting on that side of the door. He's disguised as some suit of armor, but I knew that he was there the whole time, you know? So it's like, all right, your ambush, that's not really an ambush anymore, is just going to totally fall apart. I've got the one guy poisoned, so he fell back. I haven't seen the host pretty much the whole time, and I know that this guy's just standing on the side of the door there waiting for me to come through. Maybe he was AFK or something, went away from his controller for a second because he got bored. Not everybody has the patience that some invaders do. You gotta have patience, gamers. You gotta... Oh, there he goes. Dies to the poison, succumbs to that disease, the plague. You gotta have patience as an invader, though. You know, it's a very important part of your tool belt is the patience that you can have, and so don't ever underestimate that. You know. So we'll see how this plays out to finish, but I'm gonna go ahead and say that I have been and always will be Kubz. I really appreciate you, gamer. Peace and love.